Hi, this is Kodo from Kodowan. You can find more about me at kodowan.com. That's KODOAN.com. Just wanted to put up a quick video about some sword cleaning. What I noticed is that on one of my swords it had some staining on the surface, possibly some flash rust. I just wanted to clean it. I've already taken it out of the handle and now I'm examining it. I haven't wiped it down yet. I haven't applied the powder yet. What I like to do is I like to look at it, wipe it down before actual cleaning, and see where I need to focus on cleaning. If it's a deep clean on the blade rather than just a regular maintenance sort of a thing. This is kind of a deep cleaning. So I decided that close to my left hand there was some surface staining or flash rust that I noticed, and so I wanted to focus on that. And so when I apply the Uchiko powder, I won't simply just wipe it off, but I'll focus on the fact that the powder that's used to clean the sword is a very, very, very mild abrasive, and I'll use that to my advantage when cleaning. So here I'm just examining it. You may notice that the lighting, it's not real bright. In my opinion, when cleaning the sword or examining the sword, it's best to have the light from one source. It helps with looking at all the different things that are going on in the skin of the sword, the hada. So here I'm applying the Uchiko powder, fairly heavy. If it was just a regular maintenance, it probably wouldn't be this heavy. So I wanted to go pretty heavy on this because it needed some kind of deep cleaning. So I'm using again the abrasive, the very mild abrasive action of the Uchiko powder to my advantage. Kind of looks like a lollipop, but that's a little bag with the powdered ground up a very fine sharpening stone or polishing stone that most of the people use for cleaning Japanese swords. So now when I'm cleaning, I'm not just going in one direction. I'm actually bringing the Uchiko powder from the tip down towards the base where I saw most of the rust, again to use it as an abrasive. Most people don't like to do this because they're taught that. The biggest danger is up by the tip right here. You don't want to go back quickly and then end up stabbing yourself on your own sword. That's the biggest danger of going in a back and forth direction. Most people will do it like this, where it's just in one direction. So now that I've felt like I got the most of that surface rust out, then I went ahead and finished wiping off the Uchiko powder. Now I can examine the blade, see if it needs any more abrasive, any more polishing, mild polishing, or if it's ready to be oiled and then put back together. I'm trying to show the camera here the blade. It's not easy to pick up all the differences. You can see the hamon, the wavy temper line that delineates the hard cutting edge from the spring type rest of the blade. About 1/3 should be the hard cutting edge and the rest being the springy, softer steel. A lot of people like the bohi, the blood grooves that are found on more modern made blades because they make that cool swishing sound when your tenouchi is correct, your swing is right. I don't like them because traditionally, you probably wouldn't want a swishing sound to alert your opponent that your cut is coming, even though it would be so momentary, so it would be very quick. But more practically, the bohi, that blood groove as they call it, is just a great place for debris and moisture and rust to accumulate. So now the blade is clean. I'm satisfied how it is. Now I'm applying the choji oil. And this is actual choji. This is a combination of camellia oil and clove seed oil. So it has a very nice, mild, perfumey type aroma from the clove. Most of the choji oil that you buy, it's just camellia oil. Traditionally, it was both. It was the camellia oil as well as the clove seed oil. Now I've oiled it, And I did a real light oiling. I believe I come back later and oil it more, just because, didn't feel like it had enough. So now I'm cleaning up the habaki. This is a mid-grade sword, mid-grade habaki, kind of mid-grade everything. It's not, a priceless Masamune, but it's, it's not crap either. So, and this is a fairly new blade, or doesn't get used that often. I have a favorite sword. Most people have if they have more than one sword, they'll have a favorite sword. So in this, all of the fittings are very tight, and I had kind of neglected it again because I just kind of set it aside because it's kind of a pretty sword, not, my beater sword. And this habaki is real tight, so I use the little brass hammer tap here. I know some people will, clutch their pearls at this and they'll think how sacrilegious, but I didn't really do any damage. Tiny little brass hammer, light taps on the brass habaki to seat it properly. Cleaning out any debris from the handle. And then I realized, oh crap, I should probably clean off my seppa washers and the rest of the blade while I'm at it. So that's what I'm doing here. I have a little bit of choji oil on them. That paper towel. Now, traditionally you'll use a rice paper towel or rice paper to clean your blades, but basically you just want it lint free. You don't want any lint being transferred over to your blade. And these paper towels, that's exactly what they do. They don't, I've been using them for years and years. They don't transfer any lint, and they work great. So I'm cleaning up this habaki. This is, it looks like wrought iron, but I believe it's cast. It's cast iron, but it's a decent representation. Like I said, nothing to write home about, but not junk. Now I'm putting the seppa washers back on, and the tsuba, the handle. I don't like those ginormous tsuba that you'll see on blades. One of the reasons that I got this blade was because it had a very subtle, refined handguard or tsuba. Time for the tsuka, the handle. And again, it's a pretty new blade. This stuff was just hard to seat back in there. And again, some people think this is sacrilegious, tapping the kashire with a paper towel. I believe now I'm looking at it and going, crap, I didn't oil that as much as I wanted. I'm looking at the paper towel thinking, I should probably put some more oil on that. And that's what I do. Again, focusing on that spot where I'd noticed that surface flash rust. Now you'll see with the oil, I'm definitely going only in one direction, from the handle to the sword tip. I don't go back towards the handle because I don't want to accidentally stab myself. And then I bought this little stone that's usually used for making a slurry on your other sharpening or polishing stones when you're polishing your blades. I don't do traditional sword polishing. I forge my own knives, and I use Japanese water stones for sharpening and polishing, but I don't use this. So I have found that it makes a great little kind of a sandpaper block for cleaning up these mekugi, the bamboo pins that are going to go in the handle. They were kind of chewed up. Later on, I'm probably going to get some chopsticks and make new mekugi, the little bamboo pins that go on the handle. Chopsticks work surprisingly well because usually they're naturally tapered. So now I'm putting the sword back in the scabbard so I don't mess up the nicely clean blade or cut myself while I'm seating these bamboo pins. This little brass hammer, I have a better metal chasing hammers in my workshop, but this is what I had at the time for filming. I didn't want to run into the workshop and get it, so I was struggling here with this crappy little brass hammer that came with this sword cleaning kit. I don't recommend them. If you live in an area where there's a Daiso market, a Japanese market, for $1.50 you can get those little 4-ounce metal chasing hammers. That they work great. I highly recommend those. That's about it. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Again, I've been training in classical Asian martial arts for 45 years now. The Japanese sword arts for 37 years. I've been doing this for almost 4 decades, just using and cleaning swords. And over almost 4 decades, I've developed my own style. And little slight differences that you'll see in a lot of other videos. So I figured I'd make this video, and maybe that can help people. So thanks for watching. Catch you guys later.